Hello everyone, what's happening? This is Wargo, and after that last video, a lot of you requested for me to show you my presets and my world boss, so that's what we're going to do today. So let's just jump right on here, let's get into this. So I'm just going to go over these world bosses except for Supergiant here because obviously I don't play her, but I do play these other 5. You can see that I haven't really been playing Thanos very much. Proxima has been getting a lot of love. Call and Ebony definitely getting a lot of love. Not a lot of speed tier 3s coming out, so I haven't really been working on Corvus. I'm not going to focus on these today. If you guys like to see presets, I can, but the thing is, I really don't play Quicksilver, as you can see, or Cable, so there's really no point. And a lot of these teams that I'm going to use would work for these 2 world bosses. So the first one is Proxima right here. So I usually just do stage 50s because the rewards just aren't worth it. Anything past 50, these booty boxes don't get any better. The rewards don't get any better. So that's why I just focus on stage 50s. And we are going to be showing some one-shot methods here. So this is one-shot team you can use. You can put Ghost Panther in the leadership, have Namor. Namor's going to need a rage, absolutely. And then you want Captain America in there. And with this team, you want to make sure you're using these strikers. You want to have 3 damage dealt to supervillains. You want to have Doctor Strange for that time freeze. And you want to have Weapon X. Weapon X is going to be an absolute must. Anytime I bring up the one shot, you're going to have Weapon X no matter what. You also, a little tidbit is you want to make sure there's no cut time here. Make sure there's no cut time. That way you can always bypass. Like, for example, Proxima has 2 phases. You can bypass that phase. Next team is Mr. Fantastic, White Fox, and Nimrod. Now this is the old Trinity method. You all have seen this. And with this method, you really don't want to have Weapon Hex. You can have Doctor Strange in there. It really isn't going to benefit. Really just some damage to super villains like this right here would be really all you need for this team up right here. Because you're just going to be getting 100% all defense down from using White Fox's debuff leadership. With Nimrod's 4 skill, it's going to be 100% all defense down. It starts off at over 20%. And Mr. Fantastic, once he does his tier 3, it's one shot. It's completely over. You got to build up the tier 3, but once it's over, it's done. Next is Holiday Deadpool. This thing is freaking ridiculous. You get 100% all defense down from having the all debuff leadership from either Voodoo, White Fox, or Enchantress. We got Nova in there for a little extra damage out of supervillains. And with this team up, it's going to be the same thing as the last team up. You really don't want to bring in Weapon Hex. You're going to get 100% all defense down. So you just want damage out to supervillains when you're going against Proxima. The next one is Dr. Octopus. And he actually works out really well with a CTP of Energy or a CTP of Rage, using Storm for her all defense down and Valkyrie on the team. You want to make sure you have these 2 on the team because of when you use the co-op skill, Storm will use her 4 skill, giving us that all defense down, teamed up with Dr. Octopus's all defense down from the 5th skill, and you'll just do one-shots all day. With this method, you want to make sure that you have this combination, some damage out to supervillains, Doctor Strange, and Weapon Hex. And then we have Mystique now. Normally, I'd run a different team up for Mystique here. Actually, in all reality, what I would do is I'd have her over here, and I would put Enchantress's leadership in there, get that all debuff effect, and Mystique can actually pretty much one-shot as well. If it's just stage 50 like this, no problem. Same team up as well. So we'll get out of this one. We'll go on to Cole. Now for Cole, again, you want to make sure there's no cut time. That's very important, especially if you're trying to do one-shots. If you're not trying to do one-shots, it doesn't matter. So this team up here, when you have Captain America and Taskmaster on the team, when you hit the co-op, they'll do their 4 skill. Captain America does 4 skill, and you'll be able to apply the 100% all defense down with Weapon Hex. I use Black Bolt. I think with a CTP of Energy it would work. I do use a CTP of Rage, and obviously it's going to be the same thing as what we just saw. You want to have Weapon Hex and you want to have Doctor Strange on the team. See if I can find it here. No. Well, you just want to switch out Anti-Venom in here for Doctor Strange and you'll be good to go. Then we got Odin. We got an all debuff effect leadership to really bring up Odin's all defense down over 9%. This is one of them bulldoze methods. We're just going to take Odin. He's got CTP of Rage. And even though I don't normally play with Odin, I thought I'd put him on here since in the last video I said I really don't use him. But he definitely will plow through this. This will be easy freaking peasy, just like it says here. Easy. And with this here, you really don't want the 100% all defense down. You just want some damage dealt to super villains. Then here, you can actually do the one-shot method with Beta Ray, having Phyla-Vell and Shuri on the team. You can do the one-shot method. You have this team up here. Just make sure you have Weapon Hex with Doctor Strange. And that's really the only thing missing about Doctor Strange in here. This would be perfect. I'm not going to go through the strikers and find them. And then you have another one-shot method. Whenever you mix Emma Frost and with Negasonic, Negasonic will do her fifth skill when you hit the co-op skill. So she's going to apply that 6% all defense down. It starts off at 30%. You can use Cable on this team against Cole. And you definitely want to make sure you have Weapon Hex and Doctor Strange so you get that time freeze. You don't really need Doctor Strange as long as there's no cut time here, but it really does help. And then the next one is, of course, Deadpool. You're going to see Deadpool quite a bit. Holiday Deadpool with this debuff leadership is just insane. And again, you want to make sure that you're not using Weapon X. It's just damage dealt to super villains is all you want. All damage dealt to super villains. You don't need a heal. Then Corvus. Now Corvus can be a little tricky because you can't really do one-shots. So what I like to do is I like to use, you can do this a couple different ways. Miguel has the leadership. You can put White Fox in the leadership. And you can bump up Miguel's all defense down with this all debuff effect. You could heal also get the 60% damage out to super villains. Or you could just put him in the leadership, get this ignore dodge. Because you're going to need 80% ignore dodge against Corvus. Because I have a CTP of energy on Miguel, that's going to give me 80% ignore dodge. So then all I'd have to do is just put some damage dealt to super villains in here. And I would probably have a heal as well for Miguel. The next one would be Yelena. Yelena really doesn't need anything. I can put Taskmaster on here, put She-Hulk, and pretty much plow through Corvus. Yelena doing stage 50 at level 60. I can clear this in a minute. No problem. All I got to do is make sure I have some ignore dodge strikers, maybe have a mind control striker in there, and that's really it. Yelena destroys this. Yelena can do over stage 80 against Corvus if she's well built. She's insane. And this is a character I didn't bring up in the last video, and I should have, because I actually do use her sometimes against Corvus. Quicksilver, he's great against Corvus. And by the way, you'll see a common little trend. You know, we got a speed type, we got a speed type, we got a speed type because they have no damage reduction against Corvus. And Quicksilver, he does really well. He's got the 50% ignore dodge from his passive. With the CTP of energy, he's got 80% ignore dodge. He's got a little bit of a leadership here, a support. And you don't need these strikers. You just want some damage dealt to supervillain strikers. Maybe you really don't need a heal. Probably mind control would be all right. Depending on your resist level, it really, honestly, it doesn't really matter if you have it or not. You're pretty much an iframe the whole time. Quicksilver, he's pretty easy to play, actually. And then, of course, you see the trend. Deadpool, speed type, insanely powerful. Debuff leadership, blah, blah, blah. And, of course, and with this team up, you know, I do have a CTP of energy on Deadpool. So you would want a couple ignore dodge strikers, probably 3 ignore dodge strikers. And then 2 damage dealt to supervillains would be perfect. And then for here, Mystique with the debuff leadership again. And because I have a CTP of rage on old girl, if you have a CTP of energy, you won't need as many of these. If you have a CTP of energy, you're only going to need 3 of these. With a CTP of rage, I need 4 of these to get that ignored dodge. And then boom. Actually, what I could do is take out Shuri. Let me see something here. Yeah, I already have Shuri on this team. I could take out Shuri and actually put Dazzler on the team. Because Dazzler has that 60% damage dealt to boss types with mutants, which Mystique is. Plus Dazzler offers 70% ignore dodge from her passive. So actually with this team, it's actually better. You don't even need an ignore dodge. You can just put some damage dealt to supervillains, and that's it. All damage dealt to supervillains. And then for Ebony, right now I'm just using Luna to powerhouse to try to build up these guys' potential. As you can see, I still don't have the potential for either one of these characters. I will be getting it the next reset. Jesus, it's insane. And I just bring in, you know, this team right here, all defense down striker. Really, Nimrod would be better, or Negasonic, someone like that would be better for Luna. And then some damage dealt to supervillains. And then I got Beta Ray Bill for the one shot. and you really want to make sure, see that cut time? You want to make sure there's no cut time, so you might have to move around your world boss stages to where that cut time doesn't show up. And then you want this kind of striker set up to where you got Doctor Strange and Weapon X on the team, and then really some damage out supervillains is all you need. You see a common trend. Namor here does the one shot. You have Ghost Panther for the leadership, for the fire damage. Captain America, because whenever we hit the co-op skill, Captain America will do the force skill because you got the team up with Namor. And we'll apply that 100% all defense down with Weapon Hex and make sure Doctor Strange is on the team as well for your strikers. So this is the one-shot team you've seen all earlier with Black Bolt. You got Emma and Negasonic on there. I've already explained all that. And then, of course, you want to have Weapon Hex. Damaged out the supervillains is really all you need, and Doctor Strange. Like I said, you don't really, having Doctor Strange really is a plus because you get that time freeze. And then the last one, I just use APOC in the leadership. He has the all-attack leadership. I got Dazzler because she gives that 60% damage down to mutant types. And with Dazzler and Deadpool on the team, when you hit the co-op, Deadpool will do her fist skill. So you're going to apply that 100% all defense down with Weapon Hex. And you'll be able to do the one shot with this method as well, as long as there's no cut time. If there's a cut time, you probably won't get it done. And then we have Thanos last but not least. Now Thanos, there's going to be some bulldoze methods. Kind of a little spoiler there. But I like to use Namor with Ghost Panther and Werewolf. Pretty much bulldoze through it because Namor's insane. He can pretty much do stage 50 with this team. And I really just have damage dealt to super villains. Let me see here. With a heal is really what you want. You want damage out to super villains. This setup here, except maybe I'd switch out Mr. Fantastic for a heal. I just use him to plow through it. Same thing with Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange, I put him in the leadership. I got Valkyrie and Coulson for the support. And I pretty much just do the same thing. Plow through it. You can put Weapon Hex on the team. Maybe you'll get lucky and do tons and tons of damage with Weapon Hex on the team. It's really up to you. Or you could just have damage dealt to super villains. And then here you could actually do the one-shot. Beta Ray really is an insane one-shot character. You could probably do the one-shot with this team up right here. And then, of course, you would have Weapon Hex. You hear me repeating this quite a bit. Weapon Hex, Doctor Strange, damage out to supervillains. Maybe you get the one-shot off. And then I'm using this team up here because this can actually do a one-shot too. It is possible to do the one-shots, although it does take quite a few tries. But with Captain America, with Cable, when you hit the co-op, Captain America actually does the force skill. And you can actually maybe get lucky and do the one-shot. And with White Fox in leadership, she's going to give that debuff elite, have that all debuff effect leadership, which is going to bump up the all defense down from Captain America and Cable. And then with Weapon Hex, you're going to be able to apply that all defense down. Of course, with Doctor Strange, damage out supervillains, blah, blah, blah. And then last but not least is the ultimate one-shot. And this is the one that you'll be able to do the highest level of one-shots. I was able to do stage 70 one-shot with this team up. Sharon Rogers, Nick Fury, of course, for his leadership, his 80% attack from his fifth skill buff, his 55% damage on supervillains. He's the best leadership for this. You want to have Deadpool whenever you do the force skill, whenever you do the co-op skill. Deadpool will do her fifth skill. And with Weapon Hex, you're going to apply the all defense down and boom. And Sharon Rogers doesn't need to build up her tier 3 to do it at all. I've made videos about all these one-shots before. So that's why I'm not going over them right now, because the video's taking long enough just to go through all these presets. But that is all the presets that I use, and sometimes I might use a little different ones, change up shop a little bit. But those are the ones that I use with those specific strikers. So hopefully this will help some of you out as far as maybe some of the team ups you'd like to try, or maybe some of the one-shot team ups you'd like to try. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.